I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit them right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones, and you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling. Squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion. They seeing double, they rushing and pass the shovel, the dirt and rubble. I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back. Never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag. I go full contact. Out punch, out kick like a shotgun.
Welcome back, people. Welcome back. We know we're coming to you on a different day, but you know what? We're here, and you know we couldn't have come at a better time because we have a game to discuss. But before we get to all that, before we get into all that, welcome back to the HorseShoe Mob podcast. We're bringing you everything Colts, and then we're gonna slander some people in between. We can talk. We can do that. Okay, we can do that. But in the meantime, let's just go ahead and get to the guys. So we have with us Austin Cook.
What's up? I'm Austin.
All right. We have with us Josue Senor.
What's good?
All right. And I'm Chris Jackson. So, yeah. Now, let's just go ahead and get into it because you know what? It's just like we were going to go on Tuesday, but I was on the brink of death. And by that, I mean I had a cold. So, go do with that information what you will, okay? But you know what? I'm good. Everything's cool. Everything's fantastic. So, yeah. But, hey, we already got comments coming in. Sarah Small says, I'm hoping Dalton Tucker makes the roster. And that's fair. I mean, it's here's to hoping. I mean, we might see that. You never know. And, I mean, especially now because we know we got some people who are injured or will probably not play the majority of the season. So, I mean, with guys going on IR, things are going to open up. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, how you fellas feeling? How you guys doing, man?
Feeling good. It's the weekend.
There you go. See, you on the right track. I like it. I like what I'm hearing. All right. How about you, Josh?
I'm feeling like Chris Ballard.
What are you doing here?
Look,
Foremost.
Look, I had to come in. I know y'all probably haven't talked about the Anthony Richardson and Bengals game, but these people got to quit. They got to quit. Anthony Richardson's not a bust. He had one pick six. It happens. Chill out. The dude has went almost a whole year without football, real-time football. And you expected this man to be A+. Deshaun Watson still hasn't bounced back. Like, come on. What are we doing? Like, I get the trolling. It's fun. But there's a difference between trolling and stupidity. Like, me and Austin witnessed, like, the most stupidity in the Discord yesterday. Like, you got guys who are hyping up a guy who wears Mayo perfume. Dude, like, stop with it.
Yeah, I believe in Joe Hendry head ass. Like he's just real strange. Like I don't know. I listen, they're a bunch of Mayo maniacs. So I forgot
about the Discord app. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I mean, do I hope he comes back and just straight balls out? No, pause. But I mean, come on, guys. Like y'all really banking on this? Even Texas fans, look what happened last year. Texas fans, he can't throw. He can't do nothing. He cooked us. Like,
well, you got to
nah,
tell your
it's
fan
that.
base that. You got to tell your fan base because your fan base was out there talking
All week.
real crazy.
All week.
I've been telling them they don't listen. You
Yeah,
know how they are. They
but
get
you
money.
know what?
They get money from the state, so it's hard to let them know. You know, their comprehension skills are very good.
Yo, yo, getting money from the state is diabolical. I just want you to know that right now. Like that, I'm gonna use that like at some point or another. It's just like I would expect nothing less from someone who gets money from the state. That chef's fucking kiss. That's amazing. Thank you for that, Briggs. Hey, by the way, this is Chef Briggs. Make sure that you catch him if you're a Texans fan. If you're not a Texans fan, tell a Texans fan check him out on Wednesdays at what time?
8 p.m. Central.
8 p.m. Central Time. Make sure that you're checking out him with Crenshaw, and I believe it's just like you have a couple other guys on there, but you and Crenshaw. So that's as long as I got the two core guys, then
that's all
cool.
that matters. Right. You got the A1s. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, see, look, there we go. Exactly. So
but
yeah,
we gotta cook something up for week 1, guys. Y'all let me know what's going on, and we'll have a friendly podcast for week 1.
See.
So y'all let me know. I'll try to get some Texans fans that get money from the state, so they they can realize some truth to it.
But and that's the reason why they're just like, oh yeah, AR's this, AR's that. I'm just like, AR scored twice on y'all and ended up with a concussion, didn't finish the game, and probably would have scored on y'all again if he hadn't gotten hurt. But not allowed to say that.
Nope.
Yeah. Look, I will go down on this ship. I will fight on this hill. If AR was there week 18, we are not division champions. We do not win the division. We do not make the playoffs. As point of the fact, like the guy was before he got. Look what he did. Not even the Texans. Look what he did against the Rams.
Yeah,
down 21.
Went down. It was a 23-0 deficit at one point, and then went from 23-0 to going to overtime against them. So, but like I said, I don't deal in what ifs. You can't tell what ifs because
I get it. I'm just saying it. That's just the point of that. Think of the playbook Steichen could draw up with Richardson that he couldn't do with Minshew.
Well, that's the whole point because the thing is the playbook. Having AR in there is going to unlock so much more of the playbook because, like I said, it's just like you're not going to tell me that the playbook looks the same with Gardner Minshew. With him being 6 feet, happy feet, and not really the best arm. Like, and the thing is, was he more accurate? Possibly, yeah. No, absolutely. No, I don't think that's unfair to say. But let's also be just very, very honest about the fact that there's no way that you're going to tell me that offense looks the way that it did that whole entire year if AR's in the offense.
And plus, he has not played one down in regular season with Jonathan Taylor.
He hasn't. Well, no. He played. They literally had 2 downs together.
And last year?
Yep. Because Jonathan Taylor's first
against
game
the
back was the Titans game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah. But the thing is, even before that, you're also talking about the fact that there was no reps for them during training camp because that's when Jonathan Taylor was sitting out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like they've had this offseason to build that chemistry. And that's the reason why you're probably going to see another dimension of this offense that we haven't seen previously because of the fact that now they've had a chance to really just organically build that chemistry.
Well, see, and that's what fans from other teams fail to realize. Like, I'm a football fan at the end of the day. Look, he did that without knowing the exact playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does not know Shane Steichen's system to a fault. Like, look at CJ. CJ shot. Josh thought CJ was going to be a bust because he couldn't find the end zone. And then when he got that playbook down, look what happened. Yeah. The man became an MVP candidate.
Who thought he was going to be a bust?
Huh?
Who? Me?
Yeah, you told me that you were worried about CJ because he can't find the end zone week 2.
I didn't say it, but I picked him as one of the quarterbacks if we didn't pick AR.
Well, I'm saying I'm talking about week 2. You say he couldn't find the end zone, but
he found it in the fourth quarter and they did that dance down 18.
But I'm just saying, give that to Richardson. Let him have a whole year before you start naming this guy a bust. Like, again, Titans fans, I get it. You've been dropped on your head a couple times. You kissed your cousin a few too many times. Like you might be getting money from the state. More, you might be getting money from the government. Okay, like you are that slow.
Titans fans definitely get money from the state.
Well, Matt, the biggest thing is we knew coming in what type of quarterback he'll be. We also knew that he is not a passing quarterback. We know he's more so of a scrambling quarterback. So to say he can't throw over 50% of his passes is retarded, man. But yeah.
Well, not even that. The scheme, right? The scheming fixes everything. Quick passes, quick screens. Like if I'm telling you, if Josh Downs plays week 1, I am scared. I'm scared.
I mean, honestly, this is just speaking to what it is, because I know Anthony Gold has been getting reps, and even with him, like the offense, I don't think is going to be an offense that is going to be just a traditional, pass, whatever. And that's the reason why if they just said that AR is going to be a pocket passer, cause for concern, because the thing is that's not his bag, that's not his skill set. If AR is playing, AR is utilized as a QB, but he's also utilized as a weapon. He's utilized as that guy where, for example, teams like linebackers are going to play differently against AR than they play with Gardner Minshew. And not only that, but the thing is, it's just like the way that you're going after the team, the way that you're the way that you're getting after AR, especially with Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, you're going to have to figure out exactly how to do certain things. I think that the what we saw last year was, like, even going back to the Rams game, he's going against Aaron Donald. And going against Aaron Donald is no small feat, because Aaron Donald was an absolute menace. But the thing is, even with him being able to play against him, still being able to go ahead and get the reps that he got, and then be able to come back from being down 23-0 to bring it to overtime. And mind you, in overtime, it came down to a busted coverage because it was a miscommunication between Kenny and Juju. That's literally what happened in regards to that. So, I mean, we can be as honest as possible when it comes down to, how that season went, but we also have to be very real about the fact that, like I said, have we seen enough to just go ahead and say, well, we're not sure yet? No, because even now, this offense has looked as vanilla as it's looked. There's no motion. There's nothing happening out of the backfield. There's nothing happening pre-snap. It's literally just them passing, and that's just what it is.
As a Texans fan with the history that we had, especially last year, that's what you want your preseason offense to look like. You want the vanilla, so that way your guys don't get hurt. Mm-hmm. Your guys stay rested, because I mean, look at our offensive line last year. Look at our receivers last year. They got hurt tremendously. So you want your offense to look vanilla. It's preseason. Like, everybody that wants these teams to come out scoring 90 points a game are, again, they're state money people. Like, quit being dumb. You don't watch football if that's the case. Like, go play Madden, because that's where you need to be. But also, you talk about Anthony Richardson as a quarterback. Well, you can also piggyback that off of what Shane Steichen wants as a quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not a pocket quarterback.
Nope.
And Jalen Hurts hasn't been the same since Steichen left. Granted, it's 1 year, but still, you can tell he was flustered, especially at the end of the season.
Yeah, and you also have to remember that in addition to him, he was also with what's the name? He was also with Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
So and mind you, and I want to be as, like I said, it's just like I'm not going to go into Homer talk because I'm not a Homer at all. But the thing is, we see the year that he had with Jalen, and then we see the year that Jalen had without him, and it was damn near night and day. Because Jalen, with Steichen as his OC, was MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Jalen last year without Shane Steichen, they were talking about what's wrong with the Eagles' offense.
They almost got beat. I forget who it was. It was a horrible team, and they almost got beat by them.
Yeah, but and mind you, they had no turnover with that team. You still have AJ Brown, you still have Devontae Smith. Matter of fact, you probably got a little bit better because you got DeAndre Swift instead of having Miles Sanders. Where I think honestly, to me, DeAndre Swift is a little bit better, or he can be utilized a little bit differently because he can contribute to the run and the pass. The O line is still where it's at. But so what is the biggest difference other than taking Shane Steichen out of the system and then putting in a different OC? And the difference is that Shane Steichen basically was making sure that he was designing to fit Jalen Hurts' I'm going to say capabilities or fit his skill set.
He's a guru. He's the offensive guru. Like,
yeah,
it couldn't happen better. Y'all got the offensive guru. We got the defensive guru. Tennessee got, I don't know who they got. The jury's still on him. And the Jaguars got a flash in the pan. Doug Peterson's not it. I'm sorry. I'm going to come out.
Well, it's Doug Peterson and it's Press Taylor still, who, I mean, Jags fans hate their OC. So,
Well, that's the same reason he got ran out of Philly. It was because of Press Taylor. Press Taylor must have naked pictures of him or something like.
Oh, listen, he got him on the Marvin Lewis blackmail plan because Marvin Lewis had the Bengals. That man went like 3-13. He's just like, I dare y'all to fire me. I dare y'all to fire me. Like, go ahead and do it. They're just like, you know what? We believe in Marvin. We're gonna retool. Like, no.
He got some Jerry Jones dirt on the other owners type of stuff. Like,
oh, he has to.
He got to. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but
these Texans fans that said that the Colts don't scare them, again, they get money from the state. I'm telling you.
They're not saying the Colts, they're saying the quarterback.
No, but it's the Colts. It's the Colts. Because, and the thing is, I'm not gonna name certain people, but the thing is, I had to remind somebody that the Texans' best year was when they went 12-4, and we beat them then. Like, there hasn't been a time where
when we go 12-4, we never went 12-4.
Yeah, Texans went 12. Texans went 12-4, but it was a minute ago.
It was 11-15 or 11-5. We never went 12-4. Our best record is 11-5.
Hold up.
Yeah,
when y'all beat us in the playoffs, we were 11-5. 2018, I want to say.
Yeah, we was 10-6.
Yeah. And that's when T.O.I. Hilton cooked Johnson Joseph.
No, it was 2012.
Oh, 2012? No, are you sure?
Yeah, it was 2012. It was 2012. Y'all lost the divisional round.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it was yeah. But the thing is, I say that to say it's like, and it's not to say, oh yeah, well we own the text, but we have to be honest about the fact that no matter how good or bad the Texans look, generally we're going to split, or is going to be a sweep. And the thing is, it's not necessarily speaking to the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, we'll own you guys forever, but it's just speaking to the fact that we have enough history to know that no matter how good the Texans look, we always know that for some reason, playing in this division, it doesn't matter to the coach, it doesn't matter to QB, it doesn't matter who it is. Knowing who the other team is across from you will always be more important. It's for the exact same reason that somehow the Jags just keep whooping our ass, but then somehow with like these motherfuckers can't consistently win.
Right, that's crazy.
Like they can't, like they literally, like and it's mind-boggling because Jacksonville, by all stretch of the imagination, is a circus. It's a flipping circus, and somehow we've gotten swept by them more often than not.
Oh, I get it. I get it. That's the thing, though. Like everybody else wants to say the Colts haven't done nothing. Granted, they haven't done nothing in the offseason. but they didn't need to, right? Like their biggest holes they fixed. They got a number 2 receiver and the guy from Texas. I'm drawing a blank. They got a pass for like Latu scares the fuck out of me. Like if you want to call a spade, Latu is he's it. He's the guy.
Yeah.
Like he's scary. And then we do not know who Anthony Richardson is. Yes, he might fall on his ass. But the dude might come back and be the next Cam Newton. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that we saw, especially last year, was the fact that look at how many QBs randomly came in and who were able to just basically just impose their will because of the fact that there wasn't a lot that people had to go on. I mean, Titans fans, they used, that one game that Will Levis had against the Falcons as, he threw for 4 touchdowns in the game. And then he threw for 4 touchdowns for the rest of the season. Yeah. And so the thing is, that's like that right there is enough to let me know that it's just like the game is frequently changing and evolving. But the thing is, when you have somebody like Shane Steichen and you have somebody like AR who does have multiple intangibles that he can use, then the possibilities are endless for what you can do with the offense. The only thing that scares me about the offense is guys just staying healthy. If guys can stay healthy, that's the only thing if guys can stay healthy, that right there is the biggest advantage that we have, because injuries always hit us in a way where we're just like, what the like what's going on here?
Like from the outside looking in, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Okay, I won't be at like other Texans fans and get butt hurt and then hit the block button. Okay, I think your weakest point is corners.
Oh yeah,
that's probably have to be your weakest part is the corner.
Safety.
Right, and safety, yeah. Kenny Moore, to me, is underrated in this whole NFL. But outside Kenny Moore, you don't got nobody. But I think that's the only way we beat you guys is we get Diggs, Tank, and Nico and just light y'all up. That's the only way we can beat y'all. But to say that it's going to be a straight blowout like Texans fans calling it, it's dumb. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be like a 45-42 game. Like it's going to be the Rams versus the Chiefs. Was it 2017, 2018? Like it's going to be a classic. Like people are going to remember this game. And the one thing I'm banking on, I know things changed every year. I'm hoping y'all's week 1 record continues to spoil it. I'll be okay with it.
Listen, I'm not one to talk trash unless you really just get like, unless you go out of your way to just like, I'm not saying that I'm this, but unless you go out the way to poke the bear. But if we snap the streak of losing week 1 against the Texans, not you specifically, because I know that we talk ball, but I'm telling you, for anybody that I'm in a group chat with, for anybody that I'm in a Facebook group with, prepare to be sick of me, because I am going to flame broil you to the shadow realm if we end up breaking that streak against the Texans. And like I said, once again, Matt, it's not you, because like I said, we talk ball.
Look, I get it. Look, that's how we met. It's trolling, right? The Facebook group. I appreciate trolls. Like the whole somebody from the Texas media, they get money from the state. They spelled swarm wrong. I don't understand it. Like I get that's funny. I see a lot of Texas fans getting butthurt. Oh, it means and no, we dropped the ball and we spelled swarm with the E.
Squirm.
Squirm. Matt, guess what we did, Matt?
Squirm.
Guess what we did? We took down that banner that you been trolling about.
That might be y'all's that might lift your curse. That might y'all might
officially down.
Y'all might actually win in Jacksonville, and y'all might actually win. Like that. How golden would that be if the year that y'all finally take down that banner y'all snap those streaks. Like, come on.
Listen,
now.
I will be. I once again prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me.
I'm just saying, like, if y'all do that after the taking, not just beating us week 1, but if y'all beat Jacksonville at Jacksonville, I'm calling it. It's the banner. The banner was bad luck. It put a curse on you. I'm doing it. Like, that's crazy.
Yes, yeah, that will be insanity. But we shall see.
Yeah. Well, fellas, it was a great time talking ball. Like I said, before week 1, we gotta get something happening with the Horseshoe Pod and Crenshaw and the crew. We'll have some fun.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right. Then we got some more comments, and then we're gonna get into this game yesterday. I know that went a little bit longer than normal, but you know what? Why not? So yes, he said Kurt Bankert is an idiot. So for those who don't know, Kurt Bankert, he had the audacity. And mind you, Kurt Bankert is a former NFL QB. I think he was on the Packers for a little while. Okay, but he basically got a lot of flack for saying, okay, he's officially out on AR, and you know, for the most part, it's just like I saw it. I was just like, I don't give a damn. But
who is Kurt though? Did he start? Was he a
No.
Pro Bowler? Was he some type of star?
No,
I don't know.
No,
he's just a backup.
He's
maybe
a backup.
Third stringer.
And yeah, and the thing is, I'm not gonna diminish the fact that he made it to the NFL because honestly, I didn't make it to the NFL. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna point out the fact that this guy is over here just talking, you know, just a bunch of nonsensical nonsense. I mean, his biggest contribution to football, and once again, he made it to the NFL. That's no small feat. But his biggest contribution to football was being able to tell people exactly which route to throw to on Madden. Like it's like let's just be, you know, let's just be honest. But either way, whatever. So yeah, Kurt he was getting some flack today. And
like it wasn't even just Colts fans either.
Yeah, because
throwing that out there.
They're like, what are you talking about? And then we're gonna get into the game, but then when you break it down, it's just like that wasn't as bad as what you're trying to say it was. So yeah. And then Adam J says, "What's up, y'all? What's going on, Adam? How's it going?"
Good, Adam.
All right, and then you know what? Let's get into it. Before we do, make sure you're visiting www.fanbattlesports.com where you can see all your Colts related items. You'll be able to see past episodes. You'll be able to see articles, bios, all that good stuff, all related to us. And yeah, so just make sure you go to www.fanbattlesports.com and you'll be able to see everything you're looking to with our Colts content. And without further ado, let's just get into it. First and foremost, Jelani Woods the other day got a turf toe injury. Found out he got surgery today. They're saying that he's going to be out at least 4 months.
Christmas, huh?
Yeah. So at this point,
yeah.
I'm going to be honest. This is the second year in a row where there will be no Jelani Woods during the regular season. And I mean, it's unfortunate. Hopefully he heals up, but it's not looking good.
No more wood.
All right, y'all. That's been the HorseShoe Mob podcast. We will see you next week. Jesus Christ, Josh. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know what? Forget it. I was going to ask y'all what y'all thought about the injury. You know what? Let's just get into the game. Because what was that? Like, what was that? Jesus.
That's a big blow, though. It's a big blow because we all had high hopes on Jelani Woods in year 3. And another disappointing injury that's possibly going to cost him either the whole year or even a spot. So it's definitely it definitely hurts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm out, but I'm going to say it's just like he'd have to show some really, really big steps to be able to go ahead and just warrant being able to take up a roster spot, because I mean, this is the second year in a row where he's just not going to be of use. I'm going to say it's just like for the entire season.
Now we got to see Moelle Cox. So that's tough.
Yeah, because now it's just like that pretty much secures Mo as basically being on the roster and then potentially pushing somebody else out. So, you know what? We'll see. But you know what? Let's just get into this game because honestly, I mean, we've been talking about all the other stuff, but let's get into this game. The one that Kurt Bankert so eloquently said nothing good about, like whatever. But yeah, so Colts played the Bengals. It was the Colts' first team against the Bengals' second and third team. So we had a chance to see guys like Leatu Latu, Buckner, AR. We got to see Pittman, AD Mitchell in person. And guys, so let's just go ahead. I'm going to say get us started. Austin, just break down what we were seeing when it came down to the game.
Yeah, so the first drive was great for our offense and our defense, really. Seeing AR with JT, I'm excited. Like, that made me excited. He hit every throw that he had, that except that one in the end zone to Ogletree, which I felt like could have been caught, but it was a little overthrown. But he looked really good when JT was out there. And we scored. AD got a touchdown. And then our first defensive drive, I feel like our defense has gotten a lot better than what people give us credit for.
Yeah.
Latu looked really good. He got that sack. You know, it's just, I don't know. I'm excited for week 1.
Yeah. And we know, like, we had a chance to see, because of course it's just like it's guys battling it out for that. I'm gonna say they're battling for the 53-man roster.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was, I'm going to say, one of the last chances later on in the game for guys to just come in and just like really just impose their will. But I mean, what did we see, especially after, you know, the chain of events, like early on, Josh, with like, what do we see later on in the game that was just like, okay, all right, that lets you know, like, hey, we actually look like we're in a good spot.
I mean, I know we say, well, for the past 2 years, well, even just preseason in general, how offenses and defense are very vanilla. No teams are going out trying to run that week 1 offense and week 1 defense. But you can see that Shane Steichen add a little spice to the offense. You saw quick throws with all the quarterbacks from AR, was it Jason Bean?
Jason Bean. Yep.
Jason Bean and I can't say his Calivis. I can't say his last name.
Keaton Slovis.
Slovis, yeah. They all had the quick throws. You saw the offense moving. And I mean, we look good. We got turnovers on defense from a big guy, Eric Johnson, got a strip sack. So yeah, it's promising. Yeah, Eric is not a starter, but you know, those are the guys that will be on our second, third string guys that can come in and spell. You guys like Grover Stewart and Buckner when they're out. Not out for his injuries, but out for a breather. Like I said, Latu, he is good as advertised. I know a lot of people say, in that chats we're in, they troll that he was our first pick for a reason, because everybody looked over him because of whatever reason that motives that they thought it was. But you saw in the tape that the guy was getting to the quarterback even his first game. Yeah, he didn't play the second game because all the starters were out. But this game, you saw him got to that quarterback. Once he hiked the ball, he beat number 61. Don't know if he's a starter or a second screen guy, but he got to pass him pretty quick to get to that quarterback to get to his first sack. You saw the run game. You saw Goodson, the guy that made that horrendous play in week 18. You saw him getting the same pass on that same flat pass. They got a first down. You saw him getting some major runs in that we saw against the Steelers last year. He can do it. Just like you said, reps is getting the confidence back from making that bad play in week 18. Quarterbacks, you saw Being act like he Lamar Jackson. He out there running around, taking big hits, diving for an end zone, which was a great play that scored a touchdown. But like I said, look, the offense looked very fluid. It's just like he's just moving. It's hike, quick pass to the open man, and then moving the ball down the field like they did with AR, who was 6 for 7 on that drive. I think it was 6 for 8, 6 7.
Yeah, on the first drive.
Yeah, 6 for 7 because he was 6 for 6 up until that.
Maybe
he was 7 for 8.
7 for 8 on that first drive that looked very promising. it just showed us what could happen in the future. Starting with week 1 against our opponent, division opponent. So I'm excited what to see. Like I said, week 1, and we got a couple more weeks where we got some real opponents. Where the offense won't be vanilla, the defense won't be vanilla. The defense, I don't know about you guys, but defense did look different. We see more blitzes. I've seen more blitzes in the preseason from Gus Bradley I haven't seen in the last 4 years. So
yeah,
this looking good and promising as well.
Yeah. And I think we saw a couple of them. I think we saw a couple looks at press coverage early on.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, being able to even see press coverage is just like, oh, okay, well,
That's
this
different,
is new.
yeah.
Because I mean, it's just
It's
like
nice.
Juju when he's in, like even Jalen Jones, it's just like they're guys who actually are pretty decent in press coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're asking them primarily to play that cover 3 zone where they're just dropping back, it's different. It's a different look. So, I mean, maybe Gus Bradley is picking up on the fact that you have to, bring some variety to this defense if you want to go ahead and be successful. Because I mean, guys that we're playing, you can't just go ahead and just throw a base defense out and hope to God that it works.
He has to adapt. He has to adapt to what's going on now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So let's just get to the elephant in the room. How would you rate AR's performance? Now, mind you, this is in totality.
In 2 games, because he only played.
No, in this game yesterday.
Man, like I said, I'm not a homer. I don't want to say, he was great. He had his highs and his lows, and that's where I will rate him at. I would give him maybe a C, possibly to get better. He got room for that, so I won't give him a B. But it did look good. And he got, like I said, he got this with before Matt came on. I had my take on him being drafted. His spot, he got drafted 4th overall last year. No one thought that when he got drafted, he's going to be our savior year 1, year 2. All of us said that maybe 3 years where he'll peak and we'll see the guy that was drafted from Florida. And you can see it now. He still got his growing pains. He's still, playing, the way he always played. And it's hard to adjust. But you can see that he, in that first drive, you see him getting rid of the ball. You see him making decisions quicker than he did last year. You see that. So, like I said, I give him a C. I can give him a B minus, not a C. I give him a B minus on his performance.
What about you, Austin?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking same thing. B minus. I watched that Chase Daniels video that he put out, and like really made me understand more of why he's missing some of the throws, and it's not all on him, but like still some little things that he could change and work on. Like the pick 6, that's miscommunication. Granson was supposed to sit, but he saw who got the pick 6 there, so he was like trying to think ahead, but just miscommunication on that. Sorry. I mean, I think overall, like that first drive was great, and then the rest was just okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say it's a C plus, and the only reason why is just because like that first drive, masterful. Yeah. But the thing is, I think what we saw with the first drive and then what we saw from him the rest of the game, it's the 2 sides of what could potentially happen throughout a season. So like I said, the miscommunication was with Granson. We get that because I mean Granson, he didn't. It's a sit route, and Granson didn't sit. He basically just went and fired out, and this is on a play that normally is going to be focused inside. So with that, I'm not going to fault AR for that, but he did have some bad throws. So he had some throws. He had like 2 throws that were just bad. And we were talking about this earlier. We were talking with Silu. Silu, he was on the show previously, so appreciate him for coming on. But we basically were talking about the fact that it's just like it was a mixture of miscommunication, some bad throws, and just him, not taking some of the smart plays. So I mean, if we're being honest, it's just like it's once again, I'm not basing too much on this performance because I don't believe that this is the way that the offense is going to look. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if we like you had him go in there and you had him just play kind of very traditional. I mean, if I don't know if anybody noticed, but I mean, other than that 3rd and 18 play, the majority of all his passes, the majority of the work that he did was pretty much just all in the pocket.
Yep.
And I mean, like, if you look at that first drive, every single pass was in the pocket. There wasn't a scramble out. There wasn't any type of move to the outside to pass it. He was in the pocket the whole time, and that's not how he's going to play. But we got a chance to see. Okay, so he can play from the pocket. But now this is when you're going to start throwing in the motion. This is when you're going to start throwing in the RPOs. This is when you're going to start throwing in the jet sweeps. This is when you're going to start throwing in all these other different types of concepts. But now okay, yes, he can throw from the pocket. So to me, it was just like I liked what I saw. I know that, like I said, they're limiting what's going on because they're not going to show you their hand right now. But I mean, honestly, it's just like I said, I give it a C+ because I think he absolutely did a good job and he showed that he can absolutely be great. But he's still going to need the reps. He's still going to need to just get a lot more time in.
I think with this issue, not issue, but us develop him, they should allow him to play more preseason games. He should play all 3 of them, not just one and then one possession and then sit out and then don't play the next one. And then you play a full quarter in your 3rd one. That's not enough for his development. You're limiting him until so now it's like week 1 where there's a division game. There's a lot of tension on both sides. He haven't played in the last game, so he's playing to he's basically thrown into a fire. It feels like it. But I think he can handle it because that's the type of guy he is. I mean, like I said, going against the Rams, that was a good measuring stick for going against an opponent that can rush the passer, and they did a lot of times. Down early, 21 early, and came back. I'm not saying that the Texans got the same defense. I'm not saying that. That'd be it'd be crazy to say that. But they do have some pass rushers over there that we got to look at. We got to make sure we block. But he should play every preseason game, whether it's 1 quarter, whether it's 2 quarters, just to get more reps before the real game, before the real season. Like you said, there are going to be some it's going to be some overthrows because he, thinking, maybe too much, maybe thinking I don't want 5 yards, I want the 15 yards, I want the 20 yards. So he's looking to scramble to get a chunk play instead of just getting the check downs. So that's something you got to learn. Take the open play. You don't have to throw to the next read. Just get this play right here. You got an opportunity to get a first down on the next down. So those things he got to do mentally in his head. Say, hey, take this one play at a time like he did in preseason. Those quick throws to Alec Pierce that look good, and to tight ends, to the running backs, to A.D. Mitchell on a crossing route. I mean, things like that. Take those plays that'll get you on the field and get your points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's once again, it's just like that comes in reps, that comes with chemistry, that comes with all those things that he really wasn't able to do until now. And I think that he's going to have the opportunity to be better. But the thing is, it's like I said, it's a miscommunication. It's 8-14. So the thing is, it's just like you end up being, I think that's what 8-14 is 4-7. So I think you're 58% on the day. Yeah. And then, you have 2 passes that, let's just say even take away those 2 passes. Take away those 2 passes where it's like the miscommunication and then it's the other one. If you take away just the ones where he threw the bad ball himself, I mean, you're 8-12. You move to 66% easily. So the thing is, that's the stuff that you're going to probably see him clean up. So that's why we know, like, okay, he's going to be all right. He's going to be fine. But we just got to, like I said, we can't take the approach that we just believe that, AR is healthy, so we're going to the Super Bowl, because you'd be out of your damn mind. Like, it's just, that's just not the way things work. But then I got a question for y'all, but let's go to this comment first. So is Matt Gay on any kind of hot seat? Schrader came in and nailed a 56-yarder in Cincy. That's not an easy place to kick. If he misses any kicks that cost us a game or two early, is he on the hot seat?
I haven't seen anything about being on the hot seat, but it is some concern for me.
Yeah, he's been missing this or this preseason. You know, I haven't seen anything either, but I don't know why he didn't play last night.
I honestly, the thing that makes me believe that he's not on the hot seat is that contract. Because the contract is kind of stupid. Like if we can be honest, like to pay a kicker that much and have him go out and like basically just be, especially when you know for a fact that with kickers are a little bit more dispensable these days than they were before. So I mean, if you can get 2, maybe 3 years out of a kicker, then cool. But I mean, that contract that he got paid was like way higher than anything that we've seen before. And I get that he was good, but I mean, I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't understand it. I really didn't understand signing a kicker for that amount of money, but then you let Bobby O go for because he wanted $10 million. Like that was dumb.
Well, we know Chris Ballard likes to spend money.
Yeah, right.
On what? On what? What does he like to spend money on? No, enough, Austin. You're gonna piss me off. So, but no, but so then in that case, so with everything that we said in regards to AR, is there cause for concern? Why or why not?
I'm gonna say no. He's still young, pretty much still a rookie. I know, like he's not, but he is. Yeah, he's got some learning to do, and we just have to be patient.
Okay. All right. What about you, Josh?
I mean, I agree. Like I said a while ago, we knew what we was getting when we got him. He only played 13 career games in college. What are we expecting now? Or even like I said, we're not looking for a Super Bowl in year 2, or even year 1. We didn't. We're looking for improvement, growth, reps. We're looking for all those things. He's an athlete. He can make plays with his arm and with his legs. Yeah. Just give him the reps. Give him the good. Because his mind, he's going to go out and try to, like I said, throw those chunk plays because he got the arm talent. He can throw, 60, 80 yards. Yeah. But that's why you have an offense that's catered to him. You have a coach that understands him. Just give him the reps. Be patient with him. Allow him to flourish at some point. Whether it be this year or next year, give him that time. We didn't see Jordan Love until year 4, year 5. And look what happened. Took his team to the playoffs his first year starting.
Yeah, with relative unknowns.
Correct.
At wide receiver.
So yeah.
But I'm so the thing is for me, I'm not concerned. And I'm not. And the thing is, it's because of the fact that I never had AR up on this crazy pedestal where I just thought that he was just going to come in and just absolutely kill everything in his path. Like we knew that because of the fact that he didn't have too much experience in college, that there may be some tuning that needed to be done. But then also we knew that he had the intangibles and he had the ability to be able to go ahead and just be good. Now, we saw in those first 4 games that, that rocky, bumpy start that we thought that he was going to have in the very beginning. He didn't have that to begin with. So we didn't necessarily have a whole lot to worry about in regards to that because, we knew they were just like, oh, well, he's actually way ahead of schedule. So, I mean, I don't think that there's an issue in regards to anything that's going on with him or in regards to, his development. I just think people need to be very realistic about the fact that this is a guy who still doesn't have a lot of NFL experience. So, I mean, I think we'll see. I think, like I said, worst case scenario, he may still need some time for development. Best case scenario, he actually comes out and he just balls the hell out.
Yeah.
But
and then, I mean, we didn't mention too though the need of Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Guy is 40 years old. There's no way he's going to push him from starting like Gardner did. Joe is like, okay, I'm here for a reason. You know, if there's opportunity to start, cool, but he's not pushing to be a starter. There's no battle. We already know who QB1 is. But having a guy that won a Super Bowl, been in, been the fourth quarterback in Cleveland, comeback player of the year, come over there and teach a young guy like AR that's 22 years old how to be a quarterback. That helps.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the reason why, like, having that mentorship, having that there is going to absolutely be a phenomenal thing, because it's just like, yes, you got a veteran, you got a savvy vet who's been in the game, who's known that. And not only that, but Joe Flacco, I'm going to say early on, and I'm not saying that he's anything like AR, but he was somebody who had the ability to be a little bit mobile, who had a big arm, who was able to do a lot of those things that AR does. So being able to kind of get that type of, I'm going to say, I'm going to regular experience that's going to be extremely important. So we know what we're getting when it comes to that. But last thing, and then we're going to get out of here. Predictions for roster cuts.
How many are we doing? Just a couple of them naming, or
just name one you believe will stay on the roster and one you believe will get cut.
I'll let Austin go, because I'm thinking.
I don't know. I think we might move on from Sam Ellinger and put in Beanie Boy.
Beanie Boy.
Yeah, he acting like Lamar Jackson out there, man. Yeah.
That's wild. Beanie Boy's wild.
That's your cut, and then who you got staying?
Bean.
You got Bean. You got Bean staying. Yep.
Even though he had a decent preseason, Treadwell, he gonna get cut. And I thought maybe a person that will maybe stay. Who could stay? Abraham. I see Abraham making the team.
Okay.
Is that Micah Abraham?
Micah
Abraham.
Yep.
Yeah, he's staying.
Oh yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I can see Blake Freeland not making the cut.
Oh yeah, I ain't think about that.
He's been struggling.
He looked.
I can see Blake Freeland, and I think he's just going to end up on the practice squad because that's where he should be. I mean, I like Micah Abraham, but also I think somebody that is probably going to end up staying on the roster, if I'm being very honest, only because of the fact that he's been fairly healthy and we just got him last year, I think Will Mallory. Because I think he's going to be for the tight end. Because the thing with him is that I think he was going to be kind of integrated into the offense. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we still have a relatively unknown tight end room, but now Jelani Woods is out again. So now everybody has a chance to kind of step up, because it almost felt like it was Jelani's role by default. But now that he's out, it's just like, oh, well, now everybody has an opportunity to just do whatever the heck they possibly can. So, I mean, I think Mallory should step up in a big way. I'm just going to have to just make sure that he just stays healthy.
Yeah, he's one of our best blocking tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely got to stay.
Yeah. Augustine says, hey there, guys. Greetings from Panama. I think Daryl Baker Jr. gets cut. I wouldn't be opposed to that. You know what?
Matter of fact, a hot take.
Yes.
What's that?
Hot take.
What's that? What's that?
Daryl Baker Jr. is gonna stay. He's gonna get in the game, and he's gonna get a lot of PT this year.
God, let's hope not.
I think he's gotten better than he was last year. But I don't think he's looked bad. He's looked better than Dallas Flowers.
So here's the thing. Here's the one thing we're not talking about. Dallas Flowers is 27. Daryl Baker Jr. is 26.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about guys looking like they got better, and these guys are like on the latter part of their 20s,
close to their prime. Yeah.
That's like Titans fans talking to Calvin Ridley's potential. He's 30.
I'm not saying he's gonna be number one. I'm just saying like
No,
he's gonna
he
get
needs
in
to,
there and
no, he needs to get out of there. No.
hey, I'm not the coach.
He's Brandon Facetian with an easy name. That's what he is. But then again, the way Dallas Flowers has looked, why didn't we just go out and get a veteran corner?
I don't think the ones that are the one available. I know we just seen Gilmore sign with Minnesota for $10 million. But Xavier Howard, what's going on in his life right now, that's the distraction to our team.
Well, no. There's no way you could justify bringing that guy on. Like,
yeah. So yeah, I don't know anybody else available that was decent. I've seen some other ones where like no. Who was it? Was it Adoree Jackson? I don't know about that. He just fast.
But the thing is, I you got to ask yourself, are they better than Darrell Baker Jr.?
And then J.C. Jackson got suspended. Me?
No, Austin. Oh. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm just saying.
Don't saying. Austin, look at me. Okay? Listen, I'm looking you directly in the camera. Look at me. Don't you say that shit again. Don't you ever say that
buy me
shit.
a Baker Jr. jersey.
Oh,
yeah, good.
That's a hot take. That's a real
good. You could, and I want you to take a picture in it just so that people can ask you, why would you get a Darrell Baker Jr. jersey? Why would you get that jersey?
It's not even. I don't think they have it online.
Yeah, probably
I don't
not.
think they
got a custom.
No. But J.C. Jackson got suspended for his issue.
Personal conduct. Yeah.
A lot of guys got suspended, but
but the thing is, it's not like they didn't have the opportunity to go after cornerbacks, like even safeties. Like if Ballard didn't feel comfortable with Diggs and Simmons, you still had guys out there. Like Jeremy Chin was somebody that I was talking about earlier today. Signed in Washington, 1 year, $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's just like you get somebody like him. You could very easily plug him into his defense, but also he has a similar skill set to Nick Cross. So even if you don't believe in Nick Cross yet, he not only brings in competition, but he's also giving you an opportunity to go and say, hey, Nick Cross can watch this guy so he can see exactly what he can do if you really feel like he's not necessarily there yet.
Yeah, I do agree, but I also think Nick Cross has also played really good this preseason.
Oh, he has. He has.
Yeah.
He has, but we also have to remember that, like I said, we've gotten to a point where we're just like, oh yeah, this person's played pretty well, but then we've had issues in game, and then we've had issues with the injury. So the thing is, if Nick Cross gets hurt, we're going to Rodney Thomas. We've seen Rodney Thomas before, and we know that Rodney Thomas isn't it. So the thing is, now it's just like you're not properly preparing for the fact that this is a team that generally has been hurt repeatedly, and yet here we are again just saying, okay, we're good with what we have, we don't need to get anybody else. And then if for some reason something happens, then that means that we're falling into these guys who are undrafted or who are 6th and 7th round picks who really shouldn't be seeing the field like that as starters.
Yeah.
That was my question to you. Why are we relying on a guy? Not saying nothing wrong with Jalen Jones. He's decent. But why are we relying on guys like Jalen Jones, Rodney Thomas, and Darrell Baker? I don't think he got drafted at all.
No, he's undrafted.
Undrafted. And Flower, I think, was undrafted as well.
No, he was 7th round. 7th.
So, yeah, my point too. Why are we relying on those guys to be our, not say anchor, but be the guys that are, ones or twos on our defense to make a play, to stop guys like, on Tennessee or on the Titans or, even Minnesota or Chicago. We got Chicago at week 3, I think, or 2. Guys, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy for the first couple games. We got some receivers out there. We got to defend the first couple of games, and it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of growing pains. So that's just my thought process. Yeah, I like Latu. You guys know how I feel about Latu. But you had a guy from Toledo, where that covers everything that we talk about for a secondary. You haven't. I forgot his name already because the Eagles got a stacked defense now, but that bothers me that you had that on your draft board. You have a guy that's a good corner from Toledo, and you passed him up. Yeah, like I said, Latu good. We definitely a pass rush. That's been the issue for 10 years. But having a corner definitely help us out.
Yeah, but the thing is, so this is where I'm coming from with this angle. A good front seven is more beneficial to a secondary than a good secondary is beneficial to a weaker front seven.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing for me is that if you're affecting the quarterback, and mind you, we saw there was a few games last year where we weren't able to get to a quarterback. We didn't get to Jake Browning in that Bengals game at all last year.
Yeah.
And he was able to just impose his will. But the thing is, when you have a good pass rush, mind you, that Cleveland Browns game, Myles Garrett, for the absolute beast that he is, was able to once again impose his will, and that made the job easier on the secondary on the back end. So the thing is, I'm happy with the fact that we got Latu over going and getting a corner, because if Latu is going out and doing the things that we've seen him do consistently over the last few weeks, then you're going to have no choice but to change your game plan. And that means that he's still going to be coming after you. He's still going to be doing these things. And at some point or another, he's going to be demanding double teams. So if you got a double team there and you have to pick and choose who you're going to have to double team when it comes down to either Grove or Buckner or both, then that means somebody's going to be open. Somebody's going to come free. And they're going to have to just choose exactly who's going to be the person that's going to make sure that they come out. And also, I just want to speak to my good friend, Tim Collins, otherwise known as the artist formerly known as Sunfire. So definitely want to go ahead and just shout out Tim. Yep. So we like I said, we get it, Tim. Oh, by the way, big Peyton Manning fan. Just want to go ahead and just put that out there also. So yeah, shout out to Tim. He loves Peyton Manning. But yeah, so like I said, I liked the Latu pickup because Latu opens up a whole new dimension, and if he's even half of what we believe he's going to be, that's going to make sure that we don't have to just go out and say, oh yeah, well, we're worried about the secondary and all that, because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter at one point. So I mean, that's like that gives me a little bit more, I'm going to say, solace, knowing that I'm not going to have to worry about, the secondary just having to get stops because we can't get to the quarterback like that.
I understand that. That's good. That's a good take on that. Just got to put the guys in position, having that D-line coach and having Bradley work together and have a scheme to where get those front guys get to the quarterback, and Pay and Dio and Lewis and Latu.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, I liked it. I liked the pass rush. I wanted pass rush. I mean, if we would have kind of double back and then just gone and gotten a corner. I mean, if there was a way to get a corner, but the thing is also, I mean, getting Latu and then being able to get AD Mitchell, who, I mean, honestly, was probably like a top 5 in the wide receiver class. I think that was absolutely masterful to be able to do that. So, I mean, I think we're going to see exactly what that is, but we're gonna go ahead and roll up out of here. Still be back on Tuesday, so make sure that you go and tune in. In the meantime, guys, tell the people where they can find you, starting with you, Josh.
You can find me on Twitter. I don't want any Texans fans following me, but you can find me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Who is Josh Sr.?
All right. Austin?
You can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Yes. I knew it. Freaking knew it. And you can find me at CJ Colts fan. Like I said, make sure that you're tuning in every Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. And yeah, we will see you guys on Tuesday. Oh, by the way, to all the kids, or to all the kids who went back to school, hope you stay safe. All the kids who went back to school this week, hope you're having a good week. And then all the kids going back to school soon, good grades. It's always best to be the smart kid. Don't be out here being the kid who acts dumb and eats glue like a Titans fan. All right, so yeah, and then we have Adam. He says offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, comeback player of the year, all on this squad.
Ooh,
like that. I like that. Great job. I'm 100% with that. So yes. But all right, people. Well, listen. Have a great rest of your evening. We will see you next week. And as always, you know what it is. Sam loves Jalen Ramsey. We will see you next week.